Break.
What you're about to see will shock you. This never-before-seen footage is unlike anything ever released.
Exorcizamus te, omnia immundus spiritus.
Hey guys, Gene Anderson here. Welcome back to Toxik TV, where the strange gets stranger and the darkness gets documented. Today, we're diving into one of the most terrifying mysteries ever buried by the Church. The hidden Vatican tapes. For nearly 2,000 years, the Vatican has stood as a fortress against the forces of darkness. Behind its sacred walls, generations of priests have waged a silent war, one not seen on battlefields, but in bedrooms, basements, and forgotten chapels. A war against demons. In ancient texts locked in the Vatican archives, in rituals whispered in Latin, the Church documented what it could not explain but refused to ignore. But in the 1980s, something changed. Possessions surged across small Italian villages. Dozens of exorcisms were conducted in secret, and for the first time, some of them were recorded. These grainy tapes, hidden for decades, capture what no one was meant to see, until now. These are the Vatican lost tapes. This is the first story. Stay tuned till the end. You will see the Exorcist lost footage. June 1981, Palermo, Sicily. A city scorched by the summer sun, and a soul scorched by grief. His name was Vittorio Belandi, a reclusive man in his late 60s, once a devoted husband, now just a shadow. After the sudden death of his wife, Maria, Vittorio spiraled into isolation and madness. Neighbors said he spoke to the walls, that he left food out for someone who wasn't there, that they could hear him crying through the floorboards and laughing moments later. But what came next was far worse than grief. One night, Vittorio made a desperate pact. In the pages of an old, forbidden text, found in a locked drawer of his grandfather's study, he called out to the devil himself. Not for wealth, not for power, but for one impossible thing: to bring Maria back. And something answered.
Vittorio, amore mio, sono io Maria, sono tornata per te. Non devi più essere solo, donami la tua anima, solo questo, e resteremo insieme per sempre, oltre la morte, oltre il tempo, Belzebù ci unirà per l'eternità.
What returned wasn't his wife. It wore her voice, it knew her memories, but it was not her. The neighbors heard guttural screams coming from behind the boarded windows. The local priest who came to check never came back. Only after a letter was sent directly to Rome did the Vatican intervene. 2 priests, trained in exorcism, were dispatched in secret. What they found inside that crumbling apartment would haunt them forever. The footage you are about to see has never been shown publicly. It was hidden in the Vatican archives for over 4 decades. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This is the short sequence that we found.
Sancte Michael Arcangele, defende nos in proem.
Incredible and terrifying. Vittorio did not survive the exorcism. He died during the final ritual.
The next footage you are about to witness is even more disturbing.
July 10th, 1982. Civita di Bagnoregio, a ghost town perched on crumbling cliffs. Once a place of peace, now the stage for one of the most disturbing exorcisms ever recorded. Her name was Elisabetha Rossi, only 19. Bright, kind, devout, she had dreams of becoming a teacher, but something changed in the early days of summer. She began to speak in ancient tongues she could not possibly know. Her body twisted violently during sleep. Animals avoided her. Mirrors cracked when she entered the room. Her parents believed it was mental illness until they found her levitating above her bed, screaming the names of demons lost to time. The local bishop declared it a classic case of diabolical possession. Rome was contacted. 2 priests were dispatched. What followed was a harrowing 6-day exorcism, and what they captured on tape is beyond comprehension. Elisabetha's voice shifted between male and female. She called herself Legion. She claimed to be the bride of Beelzebub, sent to corrupt the innocent. The priest reported that during one ritual, her eyes rolled completely black, and she spoke details about the Vatican's secret archives that no civilian could ever know. One priest left the church after this event. The other was institutionalized 6 months later.
What you are about to see is real. The footage has never been aired publicly until now. This is the Lost Vatican tapes. I just want to warn you, this is scary stuff.
Dokkero plerari li vendlotta noveneres. Ti chiagola este silete
Pater noster qui es in caelis.
Elisabetha Rossi never returned to the life she once knew. Though the priests claimed victory, her soul seemed forever scarred. If this is what we've seen so far, one must wonder, how many more tapes remain, hidden in the shadows?
Turin, 1987, a city known for its beauty and its shadows. Her name was Isabella Romano, only 25 years old, a devoted mother of 2 small children. But in the silence of the night, she was not alone. Her children told neighbors of whispers in their bedroom, coming from an antique porcelain doll more than a century old. At first, Isabella dismissed their fears, until she began to hear the whispers herself. Within weeks, Isabella's health deteriorated. She stopped eating, her body marked with scratches she could not explain. At night, her screams echoed through the halls as if something, or someone, was tearing her apart. When the neighbors found her standing motionless in the street at dawn, holding the doll and muttering in a language unknown, she was committed to the Santa Maria Asylum. Rome dispatched one of its most renowned exorcists, Father Lorenzo Bellini, a man whose life had been dedicated to driving out the devil. He began the ritual within the asylum's chapel, where Isabella was restrained. What followed was 3 days of unrelenting horror. Isabella's voice shifting from the innocent cries of a child to the guttural roars of a beast. The doll placed nearby seemed to move on its own, its glass eyes reflecting the candlelight with a sinister glow. On the 3rd night, as Father Bellini commanded the demon to depart, Isabella's body convulsed violently. Witnesses say the doll shattered as if from within. But the victory came at a price. Father Bellini collapsed during the final prayers and never rose again. The Vatican declared the case resolved, but to this day, the Santa Maria Asylum refuses to speak of what happened in that chapel or of what was found in the fragments of the doll.
You are about to witness the final surviving footage of the Turin Possession. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The footage you are about to see is disturbing.
Die Rossi fortuna.
Sopportion, nicht wäre so verlinkt, danke was du daraus möchtest.
Isabella Romano lived, but Father Lorenzo Bellini paid the ultimate price. His sacrifice ended the torment. This was the Vatican Lost Tapes. I'm Gene Anderson. Goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe to see more of our scary videos.
Subscribe to Toxik TV, or I'll whisper your name from the other side.